Hello and welcome to DROIX. In this video we are checking out the Android powered Retroid Pocket 2 handheld. We will be unboxing it and seeing what you can do on it, including Android gaming and emulation. We'll start with the unboxing first. Inside the packaging is the Retroid Pocket 2 box, which we will open in a moment. In the packaging is an HDMI cable, which you can use to display the Pocket 2 on your TV or monitor. Opening the main box, there is first a screen protector. The one that is currently on the device is only a shipping protector, so you can remove that and add the proper one. There is an instruction manual which gets you started off on using the Pocket 2. There is a warranty card. You do get a full warranty with DROIX when purchased from us. And last but not least is a USB Type-C charge cable. The Pocket 2 has a 640 by 480 60Hz 3.5 inch IPS screen in 4:3 aspect ratio, which is great for retro gaming. There is a digital D-pad and dual analog joysticks. The right joystick is lower profile to avoid being accidentally removed when pressing the 4 gaming buttons. There are 3 buttons on the bottom, which are Home, Start and Select. On the bottom of the device is a micro SD card slot and 3.5mm headphone port. The Pocket 2 measures 6.2 by 3.19 by 1.18 inches and weighs 196 grams. On the top of the device are left and right shoulder and trigger buttons. There is also the power button and volume rocker. There is a USB Type-C OTG port and a micro HDMI output. For wireless connectivity, you can find support for 802.11, 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4. The Retroid Pocket 2 is powered by a MediaTek MT6580 Quad Core Cortex-A7 ARM processor running up to 1.5 GHz. The graphics processor is a Mali-4000 MP2 running at 500 MHz. There is 1 gig of LPDDR3 RAM and there's 8 gigs of eMMC internal storage, and you can also use a SDXC micro SD card to expand it. It is powered by a 4000 mAh LiPo rechargeable battery. It runs on a dual boot Android 6 or 8.1 OS with Retroid OS and optionally Lineage OS 15.1. On booting up for the first time, you will, if you have used an Android device before, see the familiar launcher with icons. You can use the analog joystick to emulate a touchscreen or switch to gamepad mode and use the D-pad to move between icons. There's a number of pre-installed Android apps such as web browser, photo viewer and music player. There are also a number of emulators for Game Boy, Dreamcast, Arcade, Nintendo 64, Neo Geo, PSP and RetroArch. There's also a few device-specific apps such as Gamepad Settings and the Tester. These apps allow you to change some settings for how the controller is used, such as the speed of touchscreen cursor movement. Toolbox app has a number of useful shortcuts and tasks which help improve the performance of the device, and you can also find things such as settings for HDMI output. You also have full access to the general Android settings, which from here you can set up Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, manage files and so on. As the Pocket 2 is Android based, you have full access to the Google Play Store, where you can download additional apps such as games and emulators. Native Android games are supported, and games with controller support especially are usually fully playable with the Pocket 2 controls. The biggest draw on the Pocket 2 for plug and play features is the Retroid Pocket app. This can be installed from the Tools app, and after a brief install, a new Retroid icon will appear on the list. Select that and you will be prompted to reboot into the app. Once the device is rebooted, you will be loaded straight into the Retroid Pocket app, which is essentially a front end for all the emulators and games for them. You can scroll through the list of games or sort them by category. Emulators included are for PSP, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, Mega Drive, PC Engine, Dreamcast, Final Burn Alpha supported systems, and Arcade. By holding the home button for a few seconds, you can access the settings menu. The handheld settings allow you to change settings such as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections, volume, HDMI, and date and time. Game settings allows you to change emulator settings such as showing the frames per second while in game and deleting installed games. The user wizard provides a quick overview on how to use the app, which is useful for when first starting out. And also from here you can switch back to the full Android experience. Let's check out a few emulators and some games running on them. Mega Drive, as expected, works perfectly. I tried various games and had no issues at all. PC Engine looks and runs great on the Pocket too. All the games I tried run just fine, and again no issues at all. Dreamcast emulation is very much a mixed bag of what runs great and what will have some performance issues. 3D games generally seem to be the ones with possible performance issues. Some are fine and some will just have some slowdown. Arcade games all run very well from the earliest systems up to the more recent supported ones. The Metal Slug games in particular look great on this handheld. As well as playing on the handheld, you can use the HDMI output to connect to your TV and monitor and play on there. So if you fancy some big screen retro gaming, it works just fine. PSP games are much like the Dreamcast in what will run well or run into performance issues. This is common on handheld devices and is expected. I did however find quite a few games that run very well. And last but not least is PlayStation. I tried a bunch of games and they all performed very well. This was amongst the last systems with 4:3 ratio, so the games take up the full screen with no borders and they look great. The Retroid Pocket 2 is a very capable device which has the added benefits of running Android operating system. This gives you access to far more than just emulators and game ports found on other models. You have access to native Android games and apps such as video players. The performance levels are around what to expect with this device's specifications. And overall the emulators do the task of playing games very well. It is also good to see HDMI output supported on a handheld, as this has been missing from other recent devices. That wraps up this unboxing and demo of the Retroid Pocket 2 handheld. We hope you found it useful. You can find out more information on the product link or in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next video.